Preparation is 70%. Hi there, this is Warframe. I'll be looking at how to conquer the steel mode circuit in Warframe. Along with that, I will also show you how to get the resources for Duviri. It'll be quite romantic as you can evolve weapons that were implemented in the past. Various people have already made videos on which weapons to choose, so I will leave it to them. You can choose 5 different weapons per week, and the weapon types will be cycled in 6 weeks. Then, you will select 2 types in a week, and the first one you choose will be set for the 5th reward, and the second one for the 10th reward. The difficulty level seems relatively high, because of the high level of enemies and the random selection of equipment. However, it is possible to reduce the difficulty level with preparation. Let's take a look at this as soon as possible. Let's get ready to challenge the steel circuit. The first and most important things to do is to play through Duviri Experience. Circuit and experience seem unrelated, but the game is designed to require you to play both. There are 2 main reasons why you have to do both. The first is because you need resources. When you complete a circuit mission, you will receive a material called Increase Genesis, which allows you to evolve your weapon, but it requires resources that you can get from the Duviri Experience. You could get the resources from other rewards in the circuit, but they are random, and you will need to collect them from the Duviri Experience. Padus Clamp is always required. This is a resource that you can only get 10 of when you defeat Orwell. It is also needed to get the Drifter's weapon, so you will need to cycle around to get it. There are many other resources that you should consciously collect. Shield Seller can be got by riding a horse and hitting a floating things in the sky. The resource is relatively common everywhere, but you have to look to the sky to find it. Shield Seller can also be obtained from the sunflower-like flowers on the ground, where it floats in the sky. Yao shrub can be found from the purple plants growing in the snowy area in the lower right corner of the map. It is often in short supply, so be sure to get it when you come to the circuit reward. Ebony and Cogni can be collected on an island called Ark Harbor, which appears during the world cycle, except for Fear and Anger. Both have green leaves. Cogni can often be found in the upper center to the left of the lake. Dracroot is available in the area, with the central spiral lake and in the amphitheater, which appears except in the world cycle of sorrow. It comes from spiky plant that looks like a red dragon, as shown in the image of the resource. Tasma extract can be got by destroying the plants in the cave located in various places. Look for a cave under the castle where a gate appears after defeating Orwell. Room marrow can be easily obtained by destroying containers in the circuit stages. Enigma Gyram can be obtained by completing the all puzzles in various locations. Nacreous Pebble, Ariete Scale, and Mofang will be acquired by accessing the round area near the lake and fishing with a ravenous mole. Catching fish in this fishing will increase the gauge on the screen, and catching 10 to 15 fish will give you these resources. The trick is to use the dash bottom to get close to the fish. If you can get close enough, the ravenous mole will catch a fish on its own. You can use the jump bottom to accelerate, but you should not use it because it will go too fast. So you should use only the dash bottom to catch a fish properly. If you collect those resources in Duviri, you will be able to use Incarnate Genesis, which is a material to evolve weapons. Agristone, Corner Sprout, and Saken Pearl can be collected by clearing gimmicks and obtaining Decree. There is little need to work hard to collect them. These are the ways to get resources in Duviri. Now let's go back to the preparation at Experience. The second reason is that the Drifter skill must be acquired. In circuit missions, you are forced to fight with randomly selected Warframes and weapons. In order to choose equipment, that is as dependable as possible, you need to raise the skill tree of opportunity. Raising the skill tree of opportunity will give you more options for the warframes and weapons you can choose from. The Duviri Experience can be raised in the circuit, but it is by far more profitable to gain experience by clearing gimmicks and other challenges in the Duviri Experience. For these reasons, before doing the steel circuit, you should do what you do at Duviri Experience. Let's now look at Warframe. There is one major difference between the steel circuit and the normal steel mission. It is that the decaying dragon key cannot be used. In the past, I showed you a build that raises the survivability of Warframe using the brief respite and the decaying dragon key. However, since this build will no longer be available, one of the ways of Warframe survival will be blocked. This means that survival methods based on the abilities of Warframe will become more important, and since the weapons are random, the attack power of Warframe's abilities is also important. From this perspective, I would like to introduce 4 types of Warframes that you should train to make your steel circuit easier. If you have a prime Warframe, use it as much as possible. The first one is Wisp. While drifting in the air, she becomes invisible, making it difficult for her to be defeated. And her first ability is quite excellent. It can restore the health of defense targets and allies, and can easily be used with an augmentation mod. In a pinch, the second ability can be used in a row to become invincible. Next is Octavia. The third ability is Invisibility, and first and fourth ability create a damage reflection field. It seems to be quite suitable because of its damage reflection. The third one is Hildren. It is strong to combination with the second and third abilities. If you add augmentation, you can also manage to activate the second ability in a row. The fourth one is Protea. The second ability is an Odd Cannon. The first ability is a shield recovery grenade, and the third ability is an energy generator. All of these abilities are well balanced and useful in the steel circuit. There are other Warframes that you can use, but I would recommend Wisp, Octavia, Hildren, and Protea. It is also important to use the Helminth system to port the abilities of other Warframes. See my previous video for more information on how to install the Helminth system and which abilities to port. Next, I'll show you some skills with operators in the steel circuit that you can use today. First is technique in excavation. Normally, Warframe can have one power cell. In this state, go into operator mode and use void mode. The operator can hold the power cell in void mode as it is. Then use a void dash to deliver the power cell to the excavator. After that, if you transfer, the power cell that Warframe was holding will be delivered to the excavator. So you can carry a total of 2. In this way, the void mode allows you to do many other things. You can revive allies and activate large capsules for survival missions. In addition, the void mode can be used to select a decree on the circuit. You can open the decree selection screen while holding down the void mode button. In case you are on a defense mission, you can safely get the decree by picking up decree fragments before approaching a defense target. Use these skills to reduce the number of dangerous situations. After successfully completing the circuit, go to the Caballero in Zariman to evolve your weapon. If you have enough resources, you can evolve your weapon. When the weapon finally evolves, it will have 3 additional abilities. The ability of these 3 points must be chosen from 2 or 3 types of options. If there is normal version, prime version, Vandal version, or race version variation, the values that are upgraded will be different. Before evolving, please check here to check the value. Once you have evolved the weapon, you will need to complete tasks to bring it to the final evolution stage. To see the challenges, install the weapon to be evolved, and look at this part of the arsenal. If the task is completed during the mission, it will be displayed properly. If you have completed the task, it will also be displayed. Most of the challenges are not so difficult, but I have the impression that some of the challenges with melee weapons are difficult. If you are doing a task, it'll be easier to do it if you remove the mark. For melee weapons, you may have to keep hitting the enemy and evolve your weapon during the mission. In such cases, you can hit the invincible spiral above the enrichment labs in the Venus open world with a melee weapon. This is also useful when doing the rhythm challenges. Finally, let's look at the most confusing challenge, Magister's third challenge. It is a challenge of performing a down finisher. For the Magister challenge, first jump and swing the melee bottom toward the ground. This will take the enemy down. Then adjust your viewpoint to the downed enemy and press the melee weapon bottom to perform your finisher. Once you have completed the task, visit Caballero's place and select weapons abilities. You can switch abilities at any time in Caballero's place. There are the tips for the steel circuit, how to get resources in Duviri, and how to evolve weapons. Since the contents involve evolving 30 different weapons, I will not overdo it and will try to be moderately patient. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.